If you are like me, the world seems very chaotic right now. And I'm not just talking about on the news, I'm talking about your life. People are out here juggling jobs, they're juggling side hustles. And when I look around, it seems like people are on survival mode. And if you're like me, you're trying to post, you're trying to parent, and you're trying to pray all day just to stay sane. And somehow in all this, you're trying to stay consistent. So my question to you is, how do you stay stable in a world that seems to be going insane? Especially when everything around you seems like it's shifting. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. How to build real stability in the middle of chaos. A few months ago, I was posting like crazy, working a full-time job, and I'm still working, running a business, managing my family, all while trying to manage the chaos of this current world. I felt like I was running on fumes. You guys know I burned out 3 times over the last year. And although I talk about building systems all the time, I was finding it hard to find balance instead of working my system. And I like to be transparent, and that's why I'm going to share with you today what I'm doing differently in order to be a stable content creator. Stability isn't just about showing up. It's about structuring your piece in a way that you don't just survive, but you actually thrive. But you want to know the problem? Most of us is trying to control the chaos instead of creating order. We keep adding more apps, more strategies, and more checklists. But what all of this does, it creates noise. And not to mention when life decides to throw something unexpected your way, everything seems like it collapses like the house of cards. And the reason why that happens is because it wasn't built on any kind of foundation. And one foundation that I created when it came to building my content is creating order when it came to repurposing my content. I simplified my own chaos by using Nexus clips. This is a tool that I use to repurpose all of my long form content into short clips. And I use these clips to show up on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and even Instagram. And I'm able to do all of this while not necessarily adding more work to my workflow, because who needs that? Nexus Clips not only finds the best moments of my long form content, but it actually put captions on the screen. It has a facial recognition tool that puts my face where it needs to be inside of all of my short form content. It does all of this without me having to edit. I like using the virality score because it helps me to identify which key moments could have the potential to go viral. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of my work. It allows me to show up vertically in all the places that I want my content to be seen. If you want to optimize your workflow and you want to try out Nexus Clips, I'm going to be leaving you a 10% discount code down in the description. Here's one thing I want you to remember. Stability isn't luck, it's actually built. And I use 3 pillars in order to help me to stay stable and creating content. And this is going to get a little bit personal because these 3 pillars are very personal to me, but I don't mind sharing them with you. Faith, focus, and framework. And I'm going to get into all 3 of those in this video. Number 1, faith first. This is the foundation. This is how I've been able to have success, not just on socials, but success in my actual off-platform life. Every morning before I touch the phone, literally before I open my eyes, I give gratitude. I give thanks because I know it's not me that gives my body life, that wakes me up every morning. The Word of God says, it is in you that I live, that I move, and that I have my being. And I believe that because I don't have the power to wake myself up. Every morning before I touch the phone, I touch bases with God, which is my higher power. Now, I'm not here to preach or teach. I am here to reach you. So wherever you find your strength from, wherever it is that you're able to keep yourself grounded and going on that right path, every morning or whatever time you wake up, before you grab your phone to go to socials, be a little bit more intentional and grab the thing that keeps you grounded and keeps you focused. For me, prayer and gratitude is not about routines or rituals. These are the things that anchor my life and keep me grounded and keep me focused. Because I'll share with you this. When your routine is rooted in purpose, no algorithm nor analytic will be able to shake you. Because when you understand purpose, you understand your own potential. Number 2 is focus on what you can control. Now, for me, control is an issue. I grew up trying to control things around me. When I grew up, things were not necessarily stable. Even though sometimes I didn't quite know that, I think later on in life, I realized that, and I started to have what? The spirit of control. And now I operate in this control with balance. I understand that you cannot control people, you cannot control situations outside of yourself, but what you can control is you. For socials, you cannot control whether or not people show up and watch your videos. You can't control if YouTube or TikTok or all the places that you have decided to show up will work in your favor. But what you can control is your own ability to be consistent, to be purposeful and intentional in your content. And you can decide to be disciplined in your goals. And if your goals are to grow your business, grow your brand, or even grow your own mindset, then that is the thing that you can stay committed to control yourself. Solution number 3 in controlling the chaos is firming up the framework instead of your feelings. Now, this is a funny one because feelings change. They change from day to day. I don't always feel like showing up on socials. I don't always feel like showing up at the gym. I don't always feel like going to my 9-to-5 job. But let me tell you something that's greater than feelings: purpose. And when it comes to purpose, your feelings and emotions change, but frameworks do not. And that's why I'm growing our SKOOL community. The framework for the SKOOL community is built on this. It's a place where content creators like me and you, we show up, we connect, and we sharpen and shine one another. Because the Word of God says, iron sharpens iron and a friend sharpens a friend. This is a place where other content creators can actually plug in to a community and to systems that actually work. Not only work, but we all hold each other accountable for doing the things that we say we were going to do. Whether it's showing up on socials, creating the platforms and the communities that we wanted to nurture, this is the place that we come together and we build up one another, especially so that we can feel like we're not having to do this all alone. On our SKOOL community, we have live coaching calls. Most of the time we do this weekly. And sometimes I'll even jump on a one-on-one call with those in my community to help them on a more personalized basis. And no, this video is not just about the SKOOL community, but if you want to join, if you want to connect, I'm going to leave you the SKOOL community down below. And when you start to make your own communities, especially if you're connected to me, I'm going to encourage you to make your own communities because not everybody is called to me. They may be called to you. And I'm a big believer of each one teach one. When you find your own tribe or when your community starts to find you, make sure you build it into a framework that can weather any storm and any chaos. And just because the world seems unpredictable right now doesn't mean that your peace and your community has to be the same way. You can build consistency, you can build your own income while at the same time still having room to breathe. And if you're not subscribed, I want you to join me on this channel along with thousands of other creators, not just building content, but building communities that can weather all the chaos. Because at the end of the day, real success isn't about going viral. It's about staying grounded and staying connected. And that's how you can win in the midst of chaos. And if you didn't catch my last video about where we're going on this channel and how to create content that's authentic to you and not be in bondage to your niche, I want you to check out this video next. If you're a beginner YouTuber and you want to know how to grow and scale your channel, I want you to check out this playlist next. I'll catch you the next time on the next video. Bye-bye.